Hi, I'm Vanessa Corwin for herFLIX, and we are at New York Women in Film and Television's Designing Women 2015. These awards honor costume designers, makeup artists, and hairstylists for their work in film, television, and digital media. Tonight's honorees include costume designer Anne Roth of Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, Working Girl, The English Patient, and much more. Hairstylist Francesca Paris of Boardwalk Empire, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and 2 Weeks' Notice. Makeup artist Beverly Jo Pryor, and you can see her work in Empire, Selma, and Lee Daniels' The Butler. The Variety Ensemble Award goes to the costume, makeup, and hair design team of Orange is the New Black, Lea Delaria of Orange is the New Black, Will MC, and among the presenters, Gretchen Mol, Kate Mulgrew, and more. And now, let's go to the red carpet. How do you approach a project? Okay, you get the script. What do you do? And if it's a period or contemporary, is your approach different?
Well, what happens basically is that I read the script, and then on my mind I sort of think and figure out what I think the character should look like. Then I have a meeting with the director and feel out what his ideas of each individual actor. And then we also have to take into consideration how the actor feels and how they see themselves portrayed in one of the characters. And then we sort of just have a meeting together and come up with some ideas, and then we do screen tests. And then we work from there.
And what does it mean to you to be honored today at Designing Women?
Oh my God, it's so exciting, you know, just to be honored for a lifetime's worth of work in this industry. It was an amazing journey. I'm very excited and very thrilled.
This is like the most exciting thing in my career. I'm just overwhelmed, really. I'm overwhelmed, I'm very grateful, and I'm just so thankful.
Great. Well, you have a very impressive body of work, and you know, Empire, Selma, Lee Daniels, The Butler, and these are all very different films. How can you talk a little bit about how your approach has been to each of these projects?
Each of the project is a different project, so I approach it different. Some require research, and you get together with the designer, the director, and then when you're putting it together, of course, the actress, so that they are comfortable because they are the ones that are out there.
Like, for example, for Empire, for that project.
Well, Lee Daniels, who was on The Butler, hired me to do Empire. I talk about the characters, I talk about the design, and then I talk to the actress and we put it all together. But I had worked with Lee Daniels on The Butler.
Is there any type of research that you do to help create these characters?
Research, like for The Butler, of course, we had to research because it was a period piece, and he likes everything very authentic, exactly like it was in that time. So yes, we get photos and we research, and then we still discuss it.
Great.
Yes, so there is work involved, but it's fun, it's work, but we want to make sure that when it's presented to the public, that they see it the way that it really was.
Well, that's important.
Right, very important.
And one last thing, any advice for aspiring people who want to get into your profession?
Well, I just say you can do whatever you want to do. Don't let your dreams die. You have to stay focused. And if you can find a mentor, it's great, but it has to come from your soul, your spirit. You have to really want it, and that's what an artist is. You have to want it, and you just pursue, continue to do whatever it is that's necessary to get to where you have to go, because it doesn't come overnight. It takes a while.
Orange is the New Black. Let's talk about that for a second.
Well, I'll try. There's not a lot I can say, is there?
I know. So I know. You guys will have to,
Except that this is the woman responsible for our wardrobe, and without a doubt, she's such a brilliant costume designer. I don't think people realize how hard it is to do stuff when it's recent. Do you know what I mean? Like you're trying to, contemporary is very tough, trying to find something from like 2007.
One of the biggest challenges of the show, actually.
And
that and the uniforms.
She pulls it off like a dream. Jen, you pull it off like
we'll wait and see your episode, and then we can judge.
My episode.
And let me ask you, as a cast member, by the way, I love your character.
Thank you very much.
How does the costume and the makeup and the hairstyling, how does that help you create your character?
Well, I think you have me confused with an actor. I'm a stand-up comic, so my inner monologue is be funny, make money. That's basically how it goes for me. But to be beyond silly, I think that a lot of us really think it's important and feel like it's very hard for me to put a character on. For one thing, like for example, in her case, the shoes that we wear are the prison shoes. They hurt your feet. And that informs me that women in prison, their feet are hurting all the time, and it really makes they're physically uncomfortable. It's not just and that drives a lot of some of the angst that I feel sometimes as a character.
And we've acknowledged that, and at every opportunity, Lea is in character in her slides or in her flip-flops with socks. So we use that, we embrace that. So it's a give and a take, it's a collaboration. And you might say you're not an actor, but in our fitting room, she was as thoughtful and as analytical and as intuitive as everyone we've ever fit. So she's not telling you the whole truth.
It's not just the wardrobe, the hair, the makeup, all of it. I mean, I'm lucky because I'm, as a butch dyke, I'm not really a person that wears a lot of makeup anyway. So I was very happy when we didn't have to wear a lot of makeup.
Is this,
a lot of the other girls felt differently.
Is this like your dream part?
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? It's like I've died and gone to lesbian feminist heaven. This show is so important. What it's done for women is so important, and what it does for the concept of who women are, what we think about, what we do. It's amazing.
Storytelling on a non-television platform that's still television.
Absolutely. When do you usually see a television show that has this many women and they're not sitting around talking about how they need a man or how fat their ass looks in their jeans? I mean, this is
real issues, it's real emotion.
Exactly.
It's real stories.
Indeed. And you're emceeing this evening.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be emceeing this evening. I was so happy when they asked me. I mean, I think that the technical stuff behind camera is so unsung sometimes. So it's really, to me, it's really important that this happens. And we are honoring some amazing people this evening. Anne Roth is a god.
Oh, a god.
Period.
Absolutely.
A god.
A legend.
A
legend.
No
and I think it might be one of the biggest secrets of the show that sometimes it takes 2 hours in the chair in hair, makeup, and wardrobe to look as stripped down as everyone does, which is a huge credit to our cast.
Absolutely. I mean, just the teeth alone. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's a great credit to the whole team. I think you guys are great. I think the show is great.
Oh, thank you so
and
much.
Congratulations, and we'll see you in there. Enjoy the evening.
Will do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All righty.
What brings you to Designing Women this evening?
Well, we're coming to a time period where what is a woman is changing, especially commercially. It's always been that there's been an array of different types of women throughout history, but right now commercial film and commercial fashion are starting to bring forward all the different types of women that we have skipped over because they aren't what we consider commercially sexually desirable. I brought with me a very good friend of mine. This is Melanie Testa. She was featured in People magazine just the other day as a breast cancer survivor who has just really done a topless lingerie shoot to empower women who had double mastectomies. And this is an example of the type of women that deserve to be on this red carpet.
I chose not to reconstruct my body after breast cancer, and I posed with play-out underwear and flat topper pride to just talk about breast cancer support in the LGBT community.
I think something that's really important is that Melanie, as a woman, was very much harassed because of her campaign to bring awareness to women who do have double mastectomies. People think that women who don't have breasts are not beautiful or feminine. And so she was severely bullied, but she's up here today on the red carpet, and those haters are not. And that's what this event is all about. It's about bringing women forward of all kinds.
I'm here to present to the hairdresser Francesca Paris, and we worked together for 5 years on a show called Boardwalk Empire. She created an amazing look for the character. She informed me who the character was sometimes by the designs that she would do, and I just think she's tremendously talented and just a really cool person, so I'm happy to be here tonight.
And how did her designs and her good work, how did they help inform your character?
You know, it's just, I think with anything that we do, especially in film and television, it's such a collaboration. And it's kind of an unspoken thing. You don't always talk about it. It's just in the details because it's such a visual medium. I remember, you know, from season to season, she would just sort of change it, maybe add a little curlicue for certain scenes. And there would be this like 2 little circles on the side of my head, and it was so appropriate for the period, and yet also so much of who the character was. She was this sort of sassy, kind of crazy lady. And the hair always just pushed it a little bit more in that direction, so it helped me have the courage to perform it, really. Yeah, it's huge. Hair. We all know, what does hair do? Hair, makeup, costumes, it's all, you know, even in our day-to-day lives,
hair is a big part.
It's all, yeah, all of it. It's our mask to the world of who we are.
Was there anything that you specifically contributed to this whole look?
I wasn't even sure I would have a wig. I thought the character would have blonde hair. Terry Winter wanted red, so there went that. And I felt very strongly in the final season that her hair, she would let go of her long, beautiful red mane and have this bob, because she was in an insane asylum. But you know, so Francesca and I really discussed that because it was a hard thing. It was such a part of the hair was such a part of her personality, and as a woman aging, letting go of all this, and so it was, you know, it was a big deal when and how that would happen.
On Orange is the New Black, how has this been for you?
It's been bliss. It's been absolute bliss. To find a role of this size and dimension at my age is an extraordinary thing. And it was just a question of kismet, because Jenji Cohen is a bona fide genius, and she created this extraordinary character, and she just flew off the page into my imagination, and it's been a happy marriage ever since.
Your character's great. And how does the whole hair, makeup, costume, how does that help you
well, it transforms
create your character?
I've always needed the house, and these ladies know how to build the perfect house for me, from the hair to the eyes to the uniform to all of it. It's impeccable. They're probably the most skilled group of women I've ever worked with.
Wonderful. And you are very busy. You just came out with a book.
I did. Born with Teeth.
Born with Teeth. And what inspired you to write that?
I've always wanted to write. Everything just sort of aligned. I felt that it was the right time. My parents are dead. It's a kind of mysterious moment. You recognize it when it comes, and it came. I met a man, he was a literary agent, he asked me to do it, I did it, and I was off to the races. I went off for 10 months and I wrote it.
And one of the experiences you do write about is your daughter.
Yes.
Is she back in your life?
Yes, of course. But you'll have to read the book.
I will definitely, right. I definitely will.
Great.
Thank you so much. So you have a great background, and I know you started off in theater. And you've done like every kind of...
Maybe no. I think my first movie was in '62. My first Broadway show was '56, so...
And you made the transition from theater to films. What was that like? How did that happen?
Here in this room to talk about that? That's heavy.
Oh.
That's a lot. The truth is that it all depends on the director. If the director is theater savvy or movie savvy, or both, you know, like Mike Nichols, for instance, then that's what you do. That's not a transition. I mean, that's just fine because you work together.
Great. And have there been any influences in your work artistically? Any role models or mentors over the years?
I started with Irene Sharaff. And I still have role models. I mean, I'm still working. I still do. I've done a lot this year, like 4 Broadway shows and a movie. Of course I have role models.
And who are some of them?
Well, you probably don't know them. I'm very influenced by Lea Delaria, who is an Italian designer. She's no longer alive. Gabriella Pascucci, Piero Tozzi, because I have worked in Italy a lot, and they mean a great deal to me. I think Colleen Atwood is a great designer.
And just lastly, what does it mean to you to be honored this evening?
I'm thrilled. I don't really like this kind of thing, if you really want to know if you're going to speak to the public. This isn't my idea of a good evening. What else is there? There is no men in film. When there's women, there's no men in film.
So, orange is the new black. How is your life? How is your life changed, if any, since you've been in this series?
It has changed. The experience of people knowing your name without you knowing theirs is certainly a new difference, a noted difference. Just being involved with the show, I've made a bunch of new friends, which I'm really grateful for. It's a huge change, doing things like this and being able to attend events where we get to honor our fellow Team Orange members on our designing end. Things like that are just magnificent. I feel very proud to be a part of it.
And speaking of the designing end here, how does the hair, the makeup, the costume, how does that help you create your character?
Oh, I think it fleshes out the character and it rounds it out in a really beautiful way that informs the body, the physicality. It informs who that person was that morning when they woke up. Are they dressed, you know, when the scenes, certain scenes take place, are we having this moment with another actor right out of bed? Okay, so is this something that was on your mind all night? It makes you think about the context of the storytelling in a different way.
And is there anything specific that you can think of, either in the costume or something in the makeup or the hair, that kind of really made you like go, ah, yes, now I feel like I'm...
You know, I mean, her hair, when I came in, the hair was styled in Bantu knots, but I thought it was really interesting in season 2 of the show. They used Suzanne's hairstyle change from the Bantu knots down to twist to show her evolution into, she was sort of taking on this different character and she was in a different place in her life. And I thought that was a really interesting physical way to show this transformation of personality, of spirit, of a changing of the old guard. I thought that was a really interesting way that they had chosen to explore her new place, her newfound place in the prison.
Great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Whenever we get to honor other artists, it's an amazing thing. And we have the best costume, makeup, and hair department on the planet. So I'm very excited to honor them.
And how do all of these crafts help you create your character?
It's a really big deal. You know, Fig's wardrobe is huge, and the insight that Jen had about her, and also with her hair. We gave her this long, crazy, piecey hair, and like her strong makeup, and I feel like they built the characters as much as I did. So I'm so happy to honor them tonight.
Congratulations on Orange is the New Black. And tell us a little bit about your character.
Well, Blanca Flores, or also known as, you know, Diablo Girl, is this very special individual. We think she's crazy in season 1, right? She has the cell phone, but I think she's just full of surprises, and you will discover more and more as the seasons go on about this character.
And in terms of hair, makeup, costume, how does that help you create your character?
That is half of my character is this amazing team that we have. You know, because my hair it was a creation, and I love how everything is a teamwork. And even the unibrow that I have in the show was created with the makeup artist. I just love our team, and I'm very lucky to be in a part of that's so talented.
Is there anything specific about your look that really kind of gives you that aha thing about the character? It's like, yes, I feel she's here.
There's a lot of physicality to my character, and definitely the wardrobe helps because it brings that already. But the hair and the unibrow kind of make it. Like the moment I have the unibrow, I'm ready to go, you know? So it's like a conjunction of things.